I am KaRa. And I come to be with you at this time, indeed these changing times, even though you may be finding it harder and harder to continue on, to continue to move forward, to continue to believe in the promises that have been given by all of us, and many other sources have been telling over and over and over that yes, the light has won. You only need to continue to keep moving forward, keep being in the moment. You will find as you continue to do that you are part of this plan, this great universal plan. Actually a larger part than you might even possibly imagine at this point. For all is coming together as was promised to those of you that volunteered to be here so long ago. Promises were made after these hundreds or even thousands of lifetimes here in this evolutionary pattern and program here in the earth, you would find yourselves one day, one moment where all of this comes to an end. For the third dimensional mission finally collapses. Here you are at that point, Sananda has called the finish line. Here you are, right there, finding it at times difficult to keep moving on. It is like you've been running a marathon, mile after mile struggling, and then you see the finish line. And it will push you to the limits that you didn't even know you had. There only takes that adrenaline rush now. And the adrenaline is the energies, are the energies coming in. Yes, it can be difficult at times, we know this, for we ourselves went through something similar to this long ago. All we can do is watch from afar and assist wherever we are able to. We cannot cross that finish line for you. We cannot run the race for you. You must continue to run the race. And for any race, there is an end. There is a finish line. As you have heard many times, once you cross that finish line, you will likely, because of who you each are, will likely turn around and assist ones that are coming behind that may be having more difficulty with those energies, with that adrenaline. You will be there to put out your hands and assist them. Carry them even if you need to. Many are destined to cross this finish line. They're destined to make their ascension. Is not only you, those of you the way showers, but the many that will come after you, various ways to follow. Just as John the Baptist paved the way for Yeshua the Messiah, the Christ. Then those of his disciples followed after him, and then many more, is somewhat the same. You, each of you are the John the Baptist. Each of you are the way showers, the ones to pave the way to the Christ consciousness and mastery. Those of you that can carry the Christ consciousness know that it is a tall act for all of you. Be in this position. But think of yourself at this point as those disciples of Yeshua. Think of yourselves in that role. Continue to move forward in the moment after moment. And in one of these moments all truth will become revealed. I am KaRa. I leave you now. Peace and love. Let you continue to strive for this end. Don't give up now. The ending, the finish line is so close. End of channeling session with KaRa. James McConnell channeling one who serves. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om, greeting to you. Is there anyone out there? Member question, yeah, I have a question. I know we're not going to have any nuclear events going forward, but I had heard that if we did, if somebody wasn't in the past had been hit by a nuclear device, their whole soul would be disintegrated. They would no longer exist. I was just curious if that was true. OWS answer, that is a very difficult thing to understand here. You must understand that there is a great deal more to the idea of a nuclear explosion than what has been given. And that is why it has been completely curtailed by those of the ones who watch over the earth here. Those of the Pleiadians and other civilizations that are here to make sure that this never ever occurs, because it reverberates at an atomic level into the universe itself, you see. So it cannot be allowed. It has happened in the previous times long ago and in other places, other planets, other systems. And it is not going to be allowed anymore here. As to your direct question about the soul, you do not need to worry about the soul being disintegrated. That cannot happen, for the soul is the record of who you are over the many countless lifetimes you have had, both here in the earth and in other systems elsewhere. So do not be concerned about this. But again, it is not going to be allowed to happen. Now, it could happen that there would be what you are calling a scare event here. And that could be which would incite another level of protection here that would begin to come into the picture here. That, though, we cannot say any more here. Okay. Thank you. OWS, other questions? Anything further? Member question, yes. I have a question. I'm just definitely working off the last question a little bit, or your answer more importantly, is there a single soul reaching across all dimensions of us, or because we were going through the creation reading it said the soul had come into existence at a point in time, whatever part of the reading, but it was specifically for Earth, right? So my question is, do we have, is it just one single soul across all dimensions, planets, etc., or is there some sort of bifurcation of the soul? So like when a soul sends us out, you know, comes to Earth and we come to Earth to volunteer, and let's just say we had many, even hundreds or thousands of lifetimes, is that a separate soul record, or how does that work? OWS answer, we will tell you that we need to differentiate here between the soul and spirit. Spirit came first. Spirit before there was any record of life, any record of consciousness beyond the current consciousness at that point, there was no soul, you see, but is the record that began from spirit and continued on throughout the many lifetimes, again, countless lifetimes that you have had, and always expanding the soul record, which also then expands the spirit as well, the spirit or the essence that you are. The essence that you are began as one and became the many. Does this answer your question? Member continues, sort of. So the soul, but there's the soul record continuous from that very starting point, which it was started to be recorded. I would imagine that it was not Earth but some other ancient system, which is called Lyra, maybe. And whenever that is recorded, so that just one continuous sort of expansion and recording of that soul. OWS answer, yes, it is. But you could look at it as the soul record in the various places that you have been in a sense divided. That is the only way we can say this here, where the Earth soul record is divided somewhat from another system that you have been from and from another system. But all are one. All is part of the overall record of the soul. Member continues, got it. But that was sort of my question. You just answered it, which was, does birth kind of have its own soul record? And you know, other systems have their sort of own soul record, but they all roll up to one. OWS answer, that is correct. Yes. Member continues, perfect. Thank you so much. OWS comments, very good question. Very deep question. Yes. Would there be any other questions? Member question, I have a question. Along those same lines, I was thinking to the angelic, the original, creation, do they have souls and do they ever incarnate? Did they ever incarnate on this planet? OWS answer, you're talking about the angelic realm? Yes. Yes, very much so. Just as the human evolution, is the angelic evolution and Divic evolution and so on and so on. So all have a soul record, and there are times when the spirit in the angelic realm can become human or vice versa. Member continues, can angels procreate? OWS continues, not in the way that you know of here as human beings, but yes, they can. Thank you, any further questions? Then we are ready to release the channel. And we thank you for your time. We just say to, as many have been saying over and over and over, keep moving on. Do not let yourself become stagnant, knowing though there are times when the energies are very difficult for you. And we know this, but keep moving. Keep being in the moment, again, moment after moment, and find the joy in those moments as much as you possibly can. And you will find that when you find the joy in the moment, whatever moods you might have had that were disconsolate at the time will be heightened greatly at that point. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one. Channeled by James McConnell.